Bonjour everyone. This battle will take us to the fields of Galician Ria. You can see that there is a 2 versus 2 fight with pretty well-known players. The reason why I picked this battle is that it's played on Galician Ria, where I've been to this June. I'm really missing the scenery, giving a lesson to those who want to see how the tactical masterclasses work, and I'm not referring to myself, not to my ally Murat, but to the French player who is the one from the Unity clan called Skinwalker. He pulled out such a masterclass there that I want to share it with you for no fee at all. This will be a real quick battle. He sided with Flavius, so it's gonna be even quicker than it had to. Murat took 4 Lightfoot, 4 Musketeers, 5, 6, 7, 8 Musketeers, General Staff, the default one, only 1 Lancer, which is weird because the Britain doesn't have Lancers or no good cavalry at all. I took per default 2 cavalry, 1 with Hussars, 1 light dragoons. We also have 3 foot guards here, 4, sorry. And yeah, that was it. So 19 units in general. Here we have 4 Lightfoot, and let me count them one by one. 4, 6, 9, 10, 11 infantries, my Lightfoot running far outside because I want to give a backup unit for the frontier lines of Murat. So this is how the battle starts. You can see that Flavius has taken 4 Lightfoots, and German Legion, 2 of them with better reloading. Only 2 King's German Legion foots on his left wing. 9 infantry units here and 2 light dragoons. And this is the France's build. You can see a sheer amount of cavalry here. 7 cavalry units, if I'm not mistaken. Some of them might be hidden. And 8, yes. And 11 infantry lines with the default general. Well, of course, using the cavalry's advantage, dwelling on it, he will claim this part of the hill and the woods, giving time to his units who have no Lightfoot at all. Just secure the wood area and relax. We can see that Murat is already looking for a first contact here, enabling it to do really quick, sending his foot guards on the right, bolstering the right wing. He's also marched really quick up on the hill with musketeers covering his back and suffering from the sunlight. We have no sunglasses here, so if the cavalry should come, they have to act really quick to square the unit up. Now you can see this is Ducasse playing a long game, trying to build up a circle, knowing that there is no really need to push this forest because Murat would obviously help. Murat doing a good thing, he just retreats knowing that the French cavalry would try to flank him, so very good call here. He will be probably sending them to the woods because the hate starts to grow here. Now I'm actually locking the sound of bullets. Now it should be audible. The Lightfoot on a very dense formation. You can see, of course, that the landscape has an advantage for Prussia. So he's shooting a little bit from the upper cliff down to the ridge, even though the slope is not that slant here, but the Prussia has better lines formed here with double lines hitting the Lightfoot, even though not so many casualties taken so far. Now the foot guards and Coldstreams guards coming very slowly, knowing that there must be some good units here. Yes, there are 2 Polish so far, but there were also Old Guard and Young Guard somewhere here. The Skinwalker deflects my advance. So what I will do, I will send more troops to surround him on the left. Meanwhile, Murat will advance on the right. Very good volley on the British, well, German Legion foot. 2 volleys at once. Flavius hasn't noticed it just yet. Now he did, and he probably double line with his poor German Legion foot. Also, Skinwalker will try to take matters in his own hands to shoot from the left. Really tricky one. He'll try to square them. This may be not the smartest positioning from Murat here, but he has a backup line, so it's actually very nice here still. Foot guards take some severe casualties. It's not happening much here. Minimal casualties on both sides. We can see that Flavius already untoggled his units, which does giving him a little bit of a shelter without preventing him to fire well, because you see that the landscape here is actually fine. You still can shoot the frontier Prussian lines even with your backyard units, so it's actually not bad here. You can also see his smart positioning on Murat spots where Flavius will probably have to retreat because the volleys the musketeers would be taking here. He will triple line, kind of. Foot guards shooting the musketeers. You can see that even the bullets who do not hit them, they won't hit the musketeers. They stay full health, 120, just because the landscape is so cleverly chosen. Bravo, Murat. So we can see that the Lightfoot's harassing the Young Guard just a little bit. There are no severe casualties on Skinwalker's part. They will keep advancing just a little. Skinwalker won't react to this. He has a lot of cavalry who have not been employed so far, which is slightly weird because, I mean, how should you ever use this cavalry if they just stay here? If you defend with your infantry, the lancers cannot be used, otherwise they will be slowed down or should team fire. And the shooting cav do not have a position advantage here if the British line come too close. They will certainly outfire with 120 men in the regiment against 45 shooting cav. So Flavius trying to play on both wings pretty aggressively here, trying to scare me off. Doing so not very carefully, but of course I understand it's hard to control both sides and the middle, especially woods, because you have to really keep the eye on it. The Britain playing passively so far. Two Highland foot and foot just covering the left flank in case of cavalry attack. Of course, what I bear in mind is that this cavalry is just meant for me. They will not participate in this fight. I mean, there was a shooting cav here, now it's gone, because this is not a landscape to fight with cavalry, obviously. So they will certainly wait until I start to attack in a vain attempt to support Prussia, and then he will counterattack. He won't counterattack the woods, this won't bring anything, but he has still such a big amount of cavalry, so he can actually try to pick a few of my Lightfoot. He does so, and well, the square does work, and he noticed that Lightfoot still had some casualties. Another square here, and maybe if Flavius supported this attack a little bit, and some Swiss foot also on this part. Yes, Flavius now taking the action, and some more shooting cav support will be necessary too. You can see, even though causing a little defect in my defense, little cracks, he still gets the casualties, and now you can see that there's some sort of fire delay, I believe, or just no, I think I refuse to shoot here because otherwise it would be just a ground volley, and then until I reload I will have the fire disadvantage there. Now you can see the foot guards double lining here, still a very vehement fight for the forest unfolding out here. Flavius actually losing here significantly, having his Coldstream Guard sacrificed in order to fight off musketeers, which makes no sense at all, but okay, let it be. The Coldstream Guards making squares, actually good position here because the Swiss foot cannot really shoot down the Coldstream Guards. Somehow they do, just a little. This is another peculiarity of this game, because the landscape obviously said otherwise. And now the Coldstream Guard should shoot my red herring boys. Now it's your time to, yes, obviously square. And now look this, Ducasse refused to square here for whatever reason, I don't know. Probably just because they lined up and he wanted to shoot in front of Lancers, just volley to them. And there's a risky attack here because General is unprotected. Of course, Skinwalker will use that. That's the point where the cav spam begins. Pretty trivial. The Lancers ran 17 of men. Probably I should have finished them, but of course, if you get cav spammed, you have to look forward, not backward. This is the holy sacred rule. Now you can see that my Highland foot's actually giving good blow to British foot here and shooting France at the same time without causing severe casualties to Highlander foots. Now there is a third attack that I initiate on France in the forest. He took in more casualties. Look, Young Guard, who haven't really came to shoot my infantry so far, they just started. You see, 106 men alive. By this time point they only have 66 of men left. You can also see the position here, maybe not very clean, but still they do not team hits. This is the most important about it. Now you can see that France will undertake another charge, one more Lancer, but this was totally disaster this time. They won't come back to home. and get the Christmas tree. Chasseur de Cheval fighting the light dragoons. Lightfoot hitting the Brave Legion, and that's the twist. That's where Skinwalker just said, okay, that's enough for me. I'll be packing my suitcases and just take it on the lam. Well, you saw that very clearly how Skinwalker's sneaky bullet has penetrated my general's skull. I won't forgive him that. You will see how the Hammer War will punish him very soon. But okay, all jokes aside, actually the reason is why this battle had such a massive turn towards the end is not that Murat socked Flavius. Of course, the contribution was big and he actually was winning it. The reason was that Skinwalker just abandoned the strongest position here, gave it to me on the silver plate, and opens up the way for me to push till the forest and to retake the hill without significant losses on my part. Just see how many infantry lines I still have here. I can imagine that could be a call from Flavius to say, hey, come over here, we will finish Prussia and then we can hide in the woods and try to 2 versus 1 Britain, but you see this wouldn't work and Skinwalker just remains loyal to himself, running back and doing nothing vital to secure the victory. Now Swissfoot gaining the volley. I have a lot of volley, as you can see. The Lightfoot was dormant throughout the whole battle. And now what I'm waiting for, just looking for a good prospect where to attack, how to distribute units wisely. So eventually I decide to, just to make sure that nobody runs like the last covert, I send the fresh Highline foot to the right and one more 38 foot to the far woods to control this flank. I know that there are a few bridge lines here, but Skinwalker is the one who tries to hold defense here. His all guard units probably all gun. And there's just Polish Legion, the rest of them 24, and of course you can see the foot infantry We'll just smash them down within less than 10 seconds. And the French general, also just 5 men, trying to route for his units. Doesn't really make a difference here. Foot guards with no ammo, just staying behind and giving a moral boost for the nearby units. The Lightfoot, I won't engage it anymore. There's no sense in doing so. I will also bring one Lightfoot right here, even though this is not necessary because this is the red line. Oh no, it's a little bit further aside, but still my line foot will be the first to shoot, and Flavius has obviously no ammo here. Trying to uphold my attack here, but France has just too few units to stand the pressure. And now the French general will find his death from the British bullets, the most disastrous kind of death that a Frenchman could have wished to himself and to his generation. The Young Guard, having been shattered to pieces, 23 of men trying to do a mortal melee, but this wouldn't work, and the woods is cleared without any unit lost. No, actually one Highlander must have gone by now, but for the rest just no losses at all. Really well done by Murat, really well holder, and yes, if somebody has some fancy idea what Skinwalker would try to pull with this maneuver, just make sure to write a comment and to explain it. But so far this is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Ducasse was streaming it for you. Stay tuned with continuity, more than just unity, and drop by for the next video.